Okay, today we're going to do a couple of jobs. We're going to clean up these headlights because they're all hazy. And we're going to add a couple of halos into them. One 8 centimeter, and one 6 centimeter. So we're going to put 6 centimeter in there and the 8 centimeter in there. Once they are finished, they are going to look like that. So once they're on the car, they'll be really, really awesome. Also do the detango while you're at it. So while you open them up, get the little piece of orange out. Obviously, I've got an orange bulb still, which I'm going to change to a chrome one. But yeah, I think they look pretty nice. So onwards and upwards. Let me show you how to do it. So to start off with, you're going to need a star screwdriver or a Phillips. And there's 4 screws around the back of this thing, and you can see them. There's one down there, there's another one there, just there, and just 4 all the way around anyway. So you take them all out, and then once you've done that, you get a heat gun, or you can put them in the oven. I prefer using the heat gun because I've got more control and you don't actually burn it. So here's my little heat gun thingy. So I'm going to go round and round and round and round, and then I'm going to gently pry them apart with start off with a little flat screwdriver, and then just use my fingers and gently pry them apart. So let's do that. Once you've done that, you've got 3 tabs. So one here, another one here, maybe 4 tabs. Just make sure you pick them up before you start splitting them. So we're going to start off with a heat gun, and we're going to give it passes all the way around the light, making sure that you're heating from the back, not the front. So do not heat it from there, heat it from back there, and just go round and round and round and round all the way around the light 5 or 6 times to soften the glue. Some people like to put them in an oven. I find this a better way of controlling the heat with a heat gun. I find it much easier and more flexible to do it this way, but it's obviously your call, whichever way you want to do it. Once you've heated the lights, you're going to start up this end from the flasher end. Do not start on the other end because you might pull out the bezel that's in there. So you're going to start from this end up here and work your way down. Use a flat screwdriver to rip it open slightly on this side, like so. And then with your fingers, just gently pry it open. Once you've got it open, you've got 1 and 1 there, 2 screws. Take those out to remove what yours will be a grey bezel. Mine's obviously to the colour of the car. I've just done it. And you're going to strip it until you're just down to the strands, and you're only going to use 1 strand at a time. So I'm going to take that little strand there, and if you can actually see it, there we are, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with that. Right, once you've got them all in, so as you can see, I've got mine now in. Very thin gauge wire, not too fat. Obviously you're putting them on to hold them, not to tighten them to death, if you know what I mean. So there's 1, 2, 3 of them that I've put on each side, and I've pulled my wiring through there, down there, and through there out the back. So all we're going to do now is test it to make sure that it's actually working before we put everything back together. So let's go ahead and do that. So easiest way to test them is get your battery off your drill, just put your wires in there, and yeah, they're looking good. So what I'm going to do now is put them back together and put them back in the housings. Right, those are now looking good. They're in their housing, the glass bit. I've screwed the 2 screws back in, 1 and 1, 2. So they're now secure. So what we're now going to do is we're going to go to that guy over there and put a hole in the back just to get the wires through. I'll show you how we do that. Right, so what I normally like to do is to get a hole right there, so all kind of the wiring is together when it comes out. So it comes out right at the back there. And then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to flux and solder an extension piece of wire or cable, maybe about 30-40 centimeters, just to go out. And then I've got some, it's a bit more comfortable when I'm working on the car. Easier to do it while you've got this open, rather than trying to do it with the back of the unit when it's all closed up. On a side note, don't do what I've done and clip the wire showing, otherwise you'll do a whole lot of cursing while you take this bloody light away apart again. So once your headlights are done, they're put back together. You put a bit of sealant in the back where you pulled the wires out, just to make sure that it's nice and dry inside, so you don't get any water in. Then we're going to go ahead and clean them. So I'm going to clean these headlights now, and then I'll show you when I put them back on the car. So once you put it all back together, you connect the two lights in the middle of the car just before you put the bumper on, and then you put on one of these guys, a 5-pin relay, and obviously you get a jumper into the second row, and then you pop that in there, out the way, nice and simple. So that's all done, and once you've got all that done, then you can go ahead and try out the lights, which I'll show you in a second. Right, what you're aiming for with the relay is when you put your ignition on, the daylight running lights will come on, and then when you turn your actual lights on, the daylight running lights will turn off, and just your side lights or your main lights will come on. Let me show you what I mean. So ignition on, and your daytime running lights will come on. Give your lights a polish while you have got them out. Look at that job, it looks amazing. It looks brand new. And then when you turn your lights on, your daytime running lights then go off, and your low beams or high beams or whatever come on, as you can see. So what that does is, it keeps it legal for MOTs and it doesn't blind anybody in the night. But it's really easy to wire the whole thing up. Just follow the instructions that I'm going to attach to this video with how to plug the relay in. Just remember that you've got to attach the two lights on either side in the middle of the car before you put the bumper back on, and also you need to earth that middle before you put the bumper on, and then you need to run the wire up to the relay again before you put the bumper on, and then you pull power from the side light. I'll show you how it's done. I'll put a little a diagram up there for you. Hope this helps.